Okay, well, welcome at long last to our Thursday yoga class. Got some technical glitches out of the way, but we've got to have those, otherwise it wouldn't be yoga with Catherine. So now that we're here, we have arrived, we can kind of now settle into this moment, into the practice. I am clearly like so decked out for the holidays. It snowed yesterday, and I just lit everything up in the house. I was like, well, this means it's officially winter and everything must have a light, like a Huga infused like Christmas celebration. Anyway, happy holidays. And also, no, actually doesn't apply, but in a couple weeks, we might have a couple days off just during the New Year time, give us time to kind of reset, but I will give you plenty of notice before that. It's hard to keep even my days straight these days. Anyhow, so welcome back. Today's sort of theme is, I just called it stretch and release of the lower body. And we're gonna start with the lumbar spine, the lower spine. When I always say like start at the tailbone, that's kind of the region I'm talking about, really kind of moving through that lower back. We're gonna start there. We're gonna then work towards our inner thighs. And then hopefully throughout this practice it's very intentional for certain specific body parts, but hopefully we can start feeling the totality of the body working to facilitate release in these very specific parts. So without further ado, if you'd like, you can find yourself in a comfortable position. Option to cross one leg on top of the other, have a little crisscross applesauce situation, or you can sit on your knees or a pillow to get a little bit of lift. And we're just going to take a couple of grounding breaths to officially begin our practice. So find your alignment, find that alert, uplifting spine, shoulders roll down and back, eyes can close or eyelids can just lower, and begin to deepen your breath. Take a slow inhale through your nose and out through parted lips. And again, slowing it down even more. Intentionally slow breath in. Really feel it and where it settles in your body. And nice and slow on the exhale. And continue with this rhythm. Nice and slow. No rush to do anything else or be anywhere else. Just feeling that breath as it enters and leaves the body. With every inhale, feel as it fills you up, preparing you, energizing you. And the exhale, feel the release in the neck, in the shoulders, in your hips. Just take a moment on your own to officially begin your practice, begin your breath work. Honor the start of class. Set an intention if you'd like. And after your next exhale, begin to open your eyes if they are closed. Whew, my contacts did a little dance there. And we're going to continue in our seated position. We're going to do a seated cat-cow, so make any adjustments you need. We're going to just scoop our hands underneath our booties and pull away any flesh so we really feel those sits bones in the ground. And you're going to, man, I'm having all these little issues. You're going to have your hands gently resting atop your legs. And then you're going to inhale again, starting from that lumbar spine, that lower spine, almost as if someone gently like pressed your lower body forward and let the rest of the spine continue kind of expanding open on the inhale. Maybe your chin reaches towards the ceiling. And then exhale again, originating lumbar spine, thoracic, cervical, ending with that neck pulling, chin pulling down, rounding of the spine. Inhale, starting lower spine, mid spine, upper spine, ending with that gaze lifted. And then exhale, round it all the way. Maybe you want to start employing your Ujjayi breath, that breath that you can hear, Darth Vader breath, by closing your lips and pressing that breath through a slightly constricted throat so you can really hear how the breath is flowing through your cat and cow. Take 2 more rounds, really emphasizing the small movements it takes to complete your movement, your whole movement. When you finish the final exhale of that second round, just come on back to a neutral spine. Tie my pants. And we're going to go into our half lord of the fishes, which every single time I slip into calling half lord of the flies, and then just chaos ensues in my mind. So half lord of the fishes, a lovely little twist for that lower back. So we're already in our seated position. If you'd like just to kind of have a complete walk in, an escort into the pose, if you will, you can plant the soles of your feet on the ground in front of you. Just have your hands where they're comfortable. And I'm going to gently tuck in my left leg. So the side of my left leg is along the ground. The heel of my left leg is towards my right tush. My 2 separate tushes, my right and my left tush. So left heel towards the right side of your booty. And you're going to just take the right foot, plant it on the outside of your left thigh. Right foot outside of left thigh. Excellent. Just take a moment. Inhale here. Get that spine long, even as the shoulders draw back. Exhale. You're going to take your right arm, cross it over. I'm sorry, your left arm, cross it over your body. Hug that leg in. Left arm hugs that right leg. And then feel that lift. And then on the exhale, begin to twist to the right side. You might begin to feel it in that glute area on the right. And just take a moment to just contemplate all of the pieces that go into completing this posture. I was talking with my mom, who she's a radio kind of gal. She loves listening to the radio. And she was listening to a special on walking and the phenomenon of walking and just how many things in your brain have to come together to facilitate a step. And that's why it's a marvel when babies master it, because it's such a complex muscular, skeletal, neurological event. So marveling at taking a step, marvel at the shape that you're in now, just what goes into completing it. Excellent. While you are there, I'm just going to make a small adjustment on my thing. There we go. And then one more breath here. And then exhale, release first with that spine. Your spine comes back to that neutral forward-facing position. Take any little shimmies with the shoulder. And then you can release the legs out in front, give them a little shake. Well done. We're going to do the other side right away. So you can plant the soles of your feet on the ground. And then we're going to drop the right leg along the mat. So your right heel is towards your left tush. Your left foot is going to step over that right leg. This is where I always mix up which arm I'm using. You're going to lift up your right arm, hugging in the left leg towards your body. Left hand is there to facilitate any twisting. So inhale, feel a lift. And then exhale, begin to twist to the left side. Keeping the right foot nice and active, you can either point it if that's comfortable, or flex it. I tend to flex a lot in yoga. Makes me hyper aware of my feet. Good, and then take a moment to move with your breath. So inhale, continue to lift up or send the energy upward. And then the exhale is a settling in, maybe a reaching into a new depth or a new range, twisting a little more. Maybe your gaze goes a little more behind that left shoulder. One more breath here. And then exhale, release the hand and the spine first, or the twist first. So now your chest is facing forward. Take a little shimmy with the shoulders. And then exhale, uncross those legs. Give them a little shake. Wonderful. And when you're ready, we are going to come onto our hands and knees into a tabletop position. Ooh, everything is cracking. Everything. I feel like I am like a nutcracker for the holiday season. Hands are underneath your shoulders, one line, and knees are underneath your hips. Excellent. You're going to take a moment, feel your belly button pulling towards your spine a little bit of core engagement, which protects the lower spine in a lot of instances. You're going to shift forward slightly, keeping that belly button pulling towards the spine. And then exhale, keeping the hips high, you're just going to lower the heart down to the floor, bending the elbows, and resting the chest on the ground. Tush in the air. Oh, yeah. And then press that heart through, flattening your body onto the ground. Take a breath at the bottom here. And then exhale, press up into a cobra. So elbows pulling towards each other, palms really pressed against the floor, fingers splayed, shoulders pressing away from your ears, and elbows bent. And then exhale, lower. We're going to walk our hands a little bit outside of the mat, tent up on those fingertips, and we're going to move through a couple of cobra, call them arm cobra presses, but it's like a cobra flow. You're going to inhale, pull that body up, feel where the spine is engaged, and then exhale, melt it all back down to the ground like a wave. Take 3 or 4 rounds on your own. Inhale, you press up, ending with that gaze lifting, and then exhale, lower back down, kind of rolling it back down. Just move through your flow. Take perhaps one more, and when you are done, you're going to meet back into your tabletop position. Oh yeah, tabletop position. Once you are here, open those knees as wide as suits you. Send those hips back. I am sore. This is a feeling. Come into your child's pose. Let it be restorative for you. Let your head be heavy into the mat. And let your breath be natural. Excellent. And then leading with that tailbone. Again, that lower spine kind of lifts and scoops you off the mat. Come on back into your tabletop. I'm going to face you. You probably want to turn this way as well. We're going to come up onto our knees just for a little bit of explanation. So we're about to go into a squat. This is going to be an inner thigh hold and stretch. And I just want to say off the bat, if you're not feeling it, or after a couple seconds you're not feeling it, gently let yourself out of the position and come into a new one. No pressure to hang out here. We're going to hold it for a little longer than we typically do, upwards of a minute or so, to really allow the muscles and the fascia to get accustomed to what they're feeling, and then hopefully release a little more deeply. So that being said, there's many ways to get into the squat. For us, we can just place our hands down in front of us like a tabletop, but just hands off the mat. I'm going to step my right foot out, toes slightly to the right, knee in the same direction as the toes. Then feel strong in those arms as you step the left foot out, kind of like, I kind of imagine like a sumo situation, sumo wrestler. Left toes pointing slightly out to the left, knee over, and then use your hands on top of those thighs to send that body up and make any adjustments. If you notice your knees are pushing way beyond your ankles, widen your stance. And a lot of this squat is just, it takes a lot of just finding it. So take a second, find where it is for you, send those shoulders down and back. Feel that same lifting energy of the heart. Hands can be as supportive as you need. Excellent. From here, you're going to use your palms to your advantage. So I'm putting some pressure into my hands. My hands are pressing into my thighs are pressing into my hands. I'm gonna send my heart down a little bit and kind of nestle myself in between my legs and gently just tip one shoulder forward to press my right hand into the right thigh, stretching out that hip area, that groin area. Inhale to come back to center, and then exhale, dropping my left hip towards the front, pressing my hip with my left hand, stretching the left hip crease. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, pressing with the right, letting the right shoulder drop forward. Inhale, center. Exhale, switch left shoulder gently tips forward to facilitate pressing that left hand into that left thigh. Take a couple more. I know, I mentioned we're gonna stay here a little longer than our usual ones. Take a moment, come to center. Notice where your tailbone area of your spine is. Is it really pressing out behind you? Can we kind of pull it in, line a little bit more with the spine? I'm just feeling out. Good. If you'd like to test the strength of your legs, you can bring your hands, one hand to heart, perhaps the other hand. Get a little bit of heat going. Hold it for a deep breath in. And then on your exhale, you're gonna lower your hands to the floor and begin to walk your hands to the right side as you come onto the ball of your right foot. And take this nice and slow. The knee is gonna go out beyond the knee. The knee is gonna go out beyond the ankle. And you're gonna stretch the left leg long. You can flex the foot, you can point the foot. The Alexa system is like talking in the other room. We're gonna hold this for a moment. I am applying a little bit of pressure with my right elbow into my right leg to continue that opening. However, you don't have to. Bring breath in. Any knee sensitivity, let yourself out of this posture. And then next inhale, we're gonna come back through center, bend both knees, walk those hands right past center as you come onto the ball of your left leg. Left knee comes out, right leg comes straight, flexing or pointing. Breathe into a long spine. And I'm not like super high up on the ball of my foot. I'm just not pressing my heel into the ground. And it's okay to move here, make the stretch a little bit more dynamic. I feel my shoulders coming up, so I'm gonna inhale to get length again in my spine, press the shoulders down and back, and the heart a little bit more forward. Shine it out bright, as they say. And then we're gonna inhale, bend both knees, walk those hands back through center, walk those hands back up, and we're just gonna rock side to side with those hips. Ooh, yes. Wonderful. And then ever so carefully plant those hands on the ground again and slowly let your body come to the ground. Releasing the asana. Well done. From here, we are going to do a little bit of an outer hip crease stretch. That was a lot for the inside. Let's do a little bit for the outside. So I'm going to drape the left leg along the ground and stack the right shin right on top of the left shin. You can make any sort of size adjustments, position adjustments here. More or less, I have my left heel atop my right knee atop my left heel. Never gets easier. And as long as you can breathe into a long spine, you are great. Flexing through both feet. From here, I'm going to drop my left fingers to the ground And my right ear towards my right shoulder. Get a little stretch down the left side of my body. And then inhale to come back up. And then exhale, send that heart forward, forward, forward. And when you meet that edge, just round down, release into this forward fold. Using your hands to press up, let your spine unfold, like kind of rolling back up. Like it always makes me think of like something, if you like rewind like an old movie, everything like happens in reverse, like a flower, like growing out of the ground and like coming back in. That's what I imagine for you. So let's uncross those legs, shake them out, and we're gonna stack the left leg on top of the right this time. So just switch the legs, whichever way you had it before, put the other leg on top. I'm gonna press my right fingertips to the ground and then let my left ear drop towards my left shoulder. If you want, you can change your gaze and look down at the floor, or just keep looking outward. We're gonna inhale, get a nice tall spine, and then exhale, almost as if someone like was scooping all the energy from your belly out through your heart. Present the heart, and then let it just relax. Here, can you pay a special mindfulness to your hips? A lot of times in these forward folds, the hips are what kind of keep us from going too far. They're like protectively tight because they don't want you to exceed your flexibility levels and injure yourself. But perhaps we can find a place that is challenging, but where we can still allow a little bit of release. So if you can send your mind's eye to those hips, to the areas where you may be feeling tension, take a deep breath in, and then exhale very deliberately. Try to relax those areas, some of those sticky areas. Let them get a little smoother. And then inhale, walk yourself back up, kind of that reverse like flower. Metaphors, my strong suit. And we're gonna extend our legs and shake them out. We're gonna do 3 seated forward fold roll-ups, is what I'm calling them. So leading with that heart like we were formerly doing, and then rounding through the spine, cat-cow style to come up, forward fold again. So we're not holding in any spot. Right, so you can have your knees bent or a pillow under your knees. You're gonna inhale that heart nice and high, arms up. And then exhale, lead with the heart, reach, and then pull it all back up, rounded spine. And again, inhale, expand, reach, and then fold and round. Last one on your own. Wonderful job. Do a couple of little ankle rotations with your feet, or feet rotations with your ankles. I don't know. And we're gonna come long on the mat. Take a moment, find a lift in that spine, and we're gonna lift up the right foot, the right heel in line with the right knee. Exhale, send it down, keeping that spine long. Inhale, other leg, I don't even know. Exhale down. And then rounding through that lower spine, roll all the way to the ground. Inhale to tuck in those knees and give yourself a gentle rock side to side. Take any organic movements that feel good for you. Something you kind of want to just wiggle something out or do a particular stretch or just roll over like I did by accident. Take whatever you would like. Or just try stuff out. If you're not even sure like what feels organic or authentic to you movement-wise, just try stuff out. And if you're like, yeah, that worked, that's good, you can build that into your practice. The quote in my newsletter that I chose today, which of course I can't recall verbatim or who said it, but consult the newsletter. I love the sentiment. It was, do not, try to avoid believing that to have balance means to have the same routine day in and day out.
said more eloquently than I can remember it. But I just love the idea of balance is something that is not stagnant and it is not static. It changes depending on how you change, how your environment changes, how your thoughts and feelings and your needs change. So being able to adapt to what gives you balance in any given day will help you feel more in tune with yourself, your environment. All right, we're just going to open our arms nice and wide and let those knees drop to the left. Get a nice little twist. If you'd like a little more sensation, you can begin to press the right shoulder towards the ground. And then inhale to get those knees back up. You can use your hands to help guide them. On a nice exhale over to the right. I like to place a right hand on top of my legs. It's just like a little friendly reminder of like the weight of my body in the ground and the space that I take up. It's a nice sort of grounding sensation for me. You can close your eyes. And as the practice comes to its kind of natural conclusion, we end as we began, as all things must, by beginning to deepen our breath yet again. And just noticing how perhaps at the end of practice, the quality of your breath, the sound, the feeling, where it's settling in your body, how it's different from the beginning. How does the experience of slowing down your breath, how does it feel different from that experience at the beginning of class? Is it being met with frustration, with ease? Is there no change? And then we're going to inhale those knees to come back upright, and on your own, begin to extend your legs down your mat. Arms can be open wide at your beyond your sides. You can bring a blanket in to be extra comfy. Take any little movements you'd like to that will help you sink deeper into your stillness as we prepare for our final Shavasana, our final pose of rest and recovery. Take one final breath to signify the beginning of Shavasana and the end of our movement. And on the exhale, let yourself just release and relax into this posture. Posture of which you are already doing it 100% exactly how it was designed to be done, just by you doing you and remaining present with yourself. And let these moments of stillness, of quiet, of peace coat you almost like a soft snow, but let it be warm, warm snow. Let it coat you, filling your body with a warmth, with a glowing energy, a soothing light that just radiates and glows gently and surely through your body and even beyond your body. The glow emanates from within you. It can be seen by everyone who surrounds you. I think Santa is making a second round. I don't know if you can hear that. And just let yourself bask in this light, this glow, this energy of warmth, of weightlessness, of ease. And let your breath be natural and normal. I invite you to stay here as long as you like. If you'd like a little more guided exit from your Shavasana, you can begin to bring small movement into your hands and feet. Maybe your head gently rocks side to side, nice and slowly, retaining some of that slowed down, easy energy that we cultivated in our Shavasana. Maybe you want to reach those arms up, a little stretch behind your head. And then when you are ready, eyes still closed, you can roll onto your favorite side, tuck in those knees. Take a moment here. Feel any heat, residual heat from your practice. And when you're ready, using those arms to press yourself up into a seated position. Hands come to a prayer position in front of your heart. Chin is slightly tucked. Take a deep breath. And on your exhale, acknowledge and honor your presence and availability for this class. The light in me recognizes and acknowledges the light in you. I offer you namaste in conclusion of class, and I hope you have a lovely, centered evening ahead of you. So I will see you all Saturday. The Zoom link is, of course, mixed up, but I will send a refresher in the email so you have the correct stuff to log in. Have a good night, everybody.